hello, and welcome to It's Not That Late with Liv Harrison. You guys, thank you so much for tuning in, whether you are on 1350 AM up on the East Coast, or maybe you're listening on the Veritas app, perhaps you're watching on YouTube, or you're listening on a podcast app afterwards, which is fantastic. I'm excited you're here because I'm about to share something huge. All right, it's not that big, but it is humiliating. And because Taylor Schroll is now my in-studio producer, it will seem huge because he loves anything that makes my life humiliating, okay? So we are recording this, we pre-record the show, and we're recording in November, and this brought up some PTSD for me. And I want to tell you why. There's a national thing called NaNoWriMo. I don't know how to say it. It's the national. Taylor doesn't know either. It's the national writing situation. That's not what it's called, but it's called something like that. But it really is like NaNoWriMo something. And it's National Writing Month. And so that's what it is. It's like whatever. So National Writing Month is all the month of November, November 1st through November 30th. Okay. It has been going on for years in this country, years in the United States. And I remember when I first found out about it, it was from a girlfriend of mine who at one point will actually be a part of this show. Her name is Sue Storetta. She's a huge voiceover actress, lives in Montreal, went to school at Carnegie Mellon, one of my favorite people ever. Sue was writing about, hey, I'm going to do National Writing Month, NaNoWriMo, whatever you say it. Listen, it's not pronounced this word month, okay? I don't know what it is. And so what she said was, it's really easy. You sign up and you are supposed to write like 2,000 words a day, starting November 1st, ending November 30th. So what is 30 times 2? 60. So you end up with 60,000 words, okay? So it's like what you would get for like a book, like you end up with a book. In 1 month, you commit to writing every single day. And she's like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to write a book. And I was like, this is years ago. Kana wasn't even born. She's 11. So let's say this was 12 years ago. Let's just go with that. I don't know the math on that. This is 2021, whatever that is. So 12 years ago, I was young. I say, great. I'm going to do this. I'm going to sign up for NaNo. I'm going to sign up for it. That's from Work and Mindy. And I'm going to write every day. Here's where it gets funny. I do this. I start by writing 2,000 words a day. Now, I've got a little guy. Zach was little-ish. And I was like, this is hard, but I am making a dedication to my craft, okay? I am very serious about this. And so I did it. I get one weekend. So we're talking about, what is that? 2 times 7, right? Is that, okay, 14,000 words? I probably had about 14. I probably had about 12. I probably had somewhere in the range. All right, let's say 10. 10,000 to 14,000 words. And I was so proud of my work. I was like, you guys, I'm an author. Like I am Stephen King. I am Agatha Christie. I am Tolkien. Like name anyone famous. This is my time. I'm going to take the country by storm. Now there is a contest. Like you're supposed to submit your book at the end. And I sent out my manuscript. That's a loose term. After 1 week of writing it. And I'm serious. You should see the email that I sent with it. Cause I was like, dear family and friends, this is a game changer. Like I can't even get through this because it's so humiliating. This is the new great American novel. I am Harper Lee. You can now address me as Harper. Like I was so ridiculous. And I go on and I'm like, so I need your feedback. I know that you're going to have amazing things to say about it. I can't even get through the story.
Oh, we've noticed.
And I send it with well wishes. Like it was like ridiculous and more like you're welcome. I've already made your gratitude for November so gratitudous. It's not a word.
It's not. I mean, it's so
none of
funny
these
that
are
you're
words.
Like, oh, these are all mispronounced words.
These
you started by saying
all
that this is a podcast.
I said podcast.
No, you did not.
I said it quickly. So anyway, I'm so glad Taylor's here. I'm so glad Jesus thought, you know what? We need to make this happen. So here's the thing. I get back the reviews from my family and friends on this quote unquote manuscript. I can't. Y'all, they were so kind in their rejection. They were like, this is awful. Like, they were like, this is so bad. Like, somebody told me, can you start over? Literally said that, can you start over? And I was like, why would I want to start over? It's incredible. And they were like, maybe you could start with a new idea. Like, it was so awful. Here's what's really sad. I stopped writing. I completely stopped. I did not finish NaNoWriMo or whatever it is. I can't even say it. I quit. But here's where it gets really embarrassing. I had joined the community group here in Houston at the Barbara Bush Library, where you were supposed to go and meet with people in person and share your manuscript. And you were going to write together. Like, they had like writing workshops and they had all this stuff. And I had to back out of it because my script was so bad, or my book, or my whatever it was. My writing was so awful. I had to walk away. Taylor, tell me about something you did that you wrote. Maybe, did you ever write songs? Like, I feel like you were a songwriter.
I did. So in junior high, I thought I was a rapper. I thought I was the next big
You did not.
genius. So I rewrote a rap song with my friend. I remember some of the lyrics.
This will happen right now.
You remember "Ride with Me" by Nelly?
Of course, I remember that song.
Some of the words. It was all about basketball because we were like in 6th grade, and I wrote it with one of my basketball teammates. We were like, "If you want to come and get schooled by me, you get dunked in your face by my homie." That's what we did.
Did you have a Band-Aid under your right eye? Did Nelly have a Band-Aid under his right eye?
Kid punched me.
So you were like, I could write Nelly. Like, I am the new, I am white Nelly. That is what you were. Taylor. So did people tell you that it was awful?
Still less embarrassing than your story.
It is less embarrassing than my story. Dang it. I was really going to try to milk it and try to get something really bad out of you, but mine is horrific. When your family and friends tell you, like, you know how you watch American Idol, which I know you don't watch, but I'm sure you did one time in your life.
Yeah, like, 10 years ago.
10 years ago when it came out. And you watch American Idol and you see the prelims, like, like before Hollywood, when they're really doing like the massive city searches, and like they go to Nashville and 3,000 people show up, and you know what I mean? So when you see these people walk in and they're like, my mom said that I'm just so good at like singing, and you're like, oh, okay, this is gonna be awesome. And then they start singing, they're like, my dog, and you're like, wow, and they can't hear it. They think they're amazing. And then they cut to their mom and they're like, my baby, oh, that's my baby, Taylor, is that what happened to me? Except my family was like, you stink. Like, they were like, do not.
Your family did the most loving thing they could possibly do.
Dang it.
Because encouraging someone and telling them they're good at something that they're not.
This is a good point.
Is terrible. Because then think about this.
That's true.
What if your family had all said, this is great, you should send this to everybody. And then you're like, they get you up on some stage for some reading, and you're doing a reading in front of like all the authors that you named.
True.
And then you embarrass yourself in front of the public instead of somebody saying like, hey, you're not good at this. You're probably actually good at something else.
Oh, Taylor.
You don't know what it is.
Yeah, right. We'll let you know when we see it.
I think you'd be pretty good at leading one of them podcasts.
You mispronounce one word. You're trying to do it.
One. You've only ever mispronounced one thing.
This was the one moment. This is it. I'm trying to do a one take. I'm trying to be a one take wonder, but that's fine. Throw me under the bus.
One take for sure.
Can I tell you what the premise of the book was about? And you could see how awful it was. Yeah. Like, I look back now and I would like to blame it on birth and breastfeeding, even though Zach was like 7.
Blame the children. Yep.
I do. Even though that had happened long ago, I just want to blame it on hormonal imbalancing. Okay.
He's 19.
Right. Zach's like, I have a family and 3 kids. Like, He's like, what are you doing? Let it go, Mom. So it was about, this is so stupid. A little boy is on his way, and it's very confusing. So that makes sense. I wanted a station wagon because I always wanted a station wagon. So it takes place in a station wagon, and it's a little boy who's on his way to camp. And inside the station wagon, he finds like a bag of action figures. Cause boys don't have dolls. They have action figures. I know because I have 3 brothers. So I learned that you say action figure. And every time he touched an action figure, it would take him to an historical site.
I think Will Ferrell made this movie.
What?
Will Ferrell, I need to look it up.
Stop.
Will Ferrell did this time travel movie where like, I don't know. I don't remember how he got there, but
Are
he
you
went
kidding?
to like all the different times.
But wait a second. Was it with action figures?
I don't know, but it didn't start in a station wagon. Maybe that was your problem. Let me look this up.
I thought it was brilliant. I was like, look, I'm doing something creative and it's going to be about history, but it got really confusing. I got really lost in the weeds of like trying to be so descriptive. Like I think I had 2 pages on describing like the foot of one of the action figures. Like apparently I was writing, I don't know. It was awful, Taylor. I mean, like it was exhausting to read. So I'm glad that you had your chance as Nellie and that you did actually a pretty good job. That wasn't bad. Like that was cute. I mean, you were in 6th grade.
I have bad news for you.
We're not recording any of it.
No. Unfortunately, we are recording. The Will Ferrell movie where he goes back in time. It wasn't action figures. A space-time vortex sucks Will Ferrell and his assistant Anna Friel and Manny McBride. It's called Land of the Lost. It came out in 2009. Even Will Ferrell couldn't save your kind of idea. It got a 26 on Rotten Tomatoes.
So I feel validated.
Yeah.
I'm in good company. That's what I learned today. That's great. What's going to be great is that we're going to have an incredible guest today who is an actual word artist. She's a spoken word artist, which obviously we're not. So you guys, don't go anywhere. You are tuned into It's Not That Late with Liv Harrison. Hello and welcome back to It's Not That Late with Liv Harrison. I am with my incredible guest. If you don't know her, you're going to. Her name is Clare McCallan, and she is in Boston, not here in Houston with me, which I'm very sad. But one day, listen, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it into the world, which I believe we believe this. I'm going to say it and claim it. And it's going to happen. Claire's going to be in my studio one day because we are meant to be in life friends. Right now, we're currently social media friends, and that's okay. We're about to be virtual friends. Clare, thank you for coming onto the show. It is so great to meet you. I'm so sad you're not here, but thank you for being here virtually.
Thank you so much for having me virtually. I love it. I'm so stoked to be here.
No, what's so cool is that I've just literally fallen in love with you, and it's fine. Because I'm saying it out loud, it makes it okay and less creepy. But I watch what you're doing on the internet, which if you're not following Clare right now, you need to. Everything she does is so beyond cool. Like I think I'm a cool person. And then I watch Clare and I don't understand any of her stories. I don't understand any of her posts. And I then have to feed myself ice cream and say things like, you can do it. You can be as cool as Clare. Clare, I got to know, have you always come at the world through the eyes that you have? Like, did you one day just wake up and say, I'm done. I'm done doing things inside a box with this color crayon. I'm getting out of the box. Give me purple sparkles. You know what I mean? Or has this been you from the get-go?
No, it was a change. Yeah. In like 2017, I changed everything. So not too long ago, it was my senior year of college. And so in another life, back pre-2017, I was super involved in politics. I started working down in DC when I was like 15 years old. I was in the congressional offices by the time I was 17. Yeah, I know. But I had a big change in 2017. We had a loss in the family. And so it just made me reprioritize everything. And I was super lost after I graduated that year. I ended up in India for a couple months working with the Missionaries of Charity. And yeah, found my voice, found out about poetry, moved to New York and decided to pursue it. And that changed everything.
That's incredible. Here's what's so great. I did not know any of that. And I am sitting here going, that was gold. Like, this is like, well, we're done, everybody. That I don't even know how to proceed from there. So you went to India. You had your own eat, pray, love kind of journey, it sounds like. Like, wait, if anybody remembers that book, that was and I say that in the kind way of that this is someone who left America. She went someplace else. She experienced a different culture. She experienced different things, more than one, actually. I think she goes to like 3 places in that book. I don't read, Claire. So that's great. I'm sure you feel really confident being here as an author. And a poet. She's like, what? But is that kind of, not that you were inspired by that book, but were you just inspired like, okay, I'm going to go to India. And I love that you did something in mission work. Like, and if people don't know, who are the mission? Like, what is the missionary of charity or missions of charity? What is the name actually? How do you say that?
The Missionaries of Charity. That's the order. Yeah, that's the order that Mother Teresa started. So the white saris with the blue stripes. That's how you know. And they're all over the world. You'll see them in your city. They're everywhere. And
what did you do? You went and how does that work? Do they take people that, for like weeks at a time? Or did you have to make a commitment? Or could you just show up?
You just show up. So you could come for one day or you could stay for 6 months. We stayed for 3 months, myself and 2 other American friends, and worked in orphanages.
So would you go back to India? Because it's a place I really want to go. And I get some people are like, oh my gosh, it's the greatest. It's so romantic and beautiful. And then other people are like, no, I wouldn't go back. So where are you at, Claire?
Yeah. I 100% want to go back. I would go back this Christmas because I went for Christmas, but it's not open right now because of COVID situations, and just India was hit really hard, unfortunately. So, and the MCs are so much older and there's sanitation. So, but someday I hope to go back. It was the happiest Christmas I've ever had because it was so totally not about me.
That is so amazing. So what I'm hearing from you is that Liv, I call you a word artist. Is that true? Did I make that up or did I read that somewhere? Like, I feel like I couldn't have thought of that. Like,
so yeah, the whole phrase is spoken word artist. Mostly what I do is perform my poetry. But word artist is cool. I'm going to start using word artist. I like that.
Well, because I feel like then you could be Banksy. You could be
a word vandal.
Totally. Like, I want you to have a VW like van and I want you to like go to Ventura. I don't know. You live on the East Coast, but I'm envisioning a whole new life for you. Like, I want you to I'm a word artist. And I do want you to work with Banksy. Make that dream come true. I have so many dreams with you now, Claire.
I'll make it for you. I will make it happen.
So you're a spoken word artist, which back in the day, which we all know I'm like 800 years old, we had like poetry jam sessions, slam poetry.
Yes.
We had, I have to say, I don't know if you know the film, So I Married an Axe Murderer, which I know is a terrible title, but that's Mike Myers. It's one of my favorite films. And the film features a lot of poetry. So I don't know if you know that. It's the San Francisco poetry like vibe in that film. Okay. Fantastic 90s film. And he writes a lot of stuff. Mike Myers does, and he performs it. Like, he performs it in the movie more than once. That's awesome. I think you'd really like get it, like whatever. But when you hear this, automatically, I know you're going to shut this down, and that's why I'm presenting it to you, Claire, as a friend. People think berets. They think smoky rooms. They think shot glasses. They think snapping.
Right? We do snap. Snapping's legit. That's
so that's
real.
not offensive. If we hear live poetry to snap, that's cool.
That's what I ask my audience to do, because it's a way of affirming what you're hearing and giving feedback without the disruption of a clap or vocalization.
So there's an actual purpose to this for the snapping.
The snapping, yes, it encourages. A lot of times people snap if you do something really good, but also if you forget your words, if you stutter, people will snap as a way of being like, keep going.
Oh, I love it. So it's just like this all like encompassing encouragement. Like, oh, that's really cool. Okay, so you go to New York and you find poetry? I don't understand, because you went to college, you go to India, but you weren't a poetry major? Is that a thing? I don't know. Okay, so tell me about this journey into poetry.
I have a business degree. Yeah, I have a business degree. I never got to study writing. So still, like, when I write sometimes, I'm like, I don't know. Like, this could be bad. People could just like me. I don't know. But when I was in India, I was given some bad water, and my delicate American stomach couldn't handle it. Whatever. I got typhoid. And I know. And I was bedridden for around 3 weeks total. And so they put me in like the one room with the Wi-Fi. Someone let me borrow their iPad because I was going to be in there for a long time. And I found spoken word on YouTube, on Indian YouTube, down a YouTube hole. And it was Deaf Poetry Jam in the 90s. So it's, so there you go.
Okay.
So it's like Kanye West and Alicia Keys before they were even famous. Maybe it was the early 2000s. Performing their work as poetry before it was hit songs. And I totally fell in love with it. And it's just that feeling when you see something and you just have that inkling in you. I think it's intuition. I think it's the Holy Spirit. And it's something telling you like, I feel like I could be really good at this, you know? It's like not how I feel when I see people do cartwheels. When I see people do cartwheels, I'm like, oh, I know for a fact that'll never be me, but it's so cool to watch you. Or I started doing yoga recently, and yoga is like my favorite thing ever because I know that I not only am so bad right now, I'm also like totally okay with the fact that I really don't have like a lot of potential. And that's awesome. You know, it's like a totally freeing experience because you can't see me. You only have shoulders up, but my general like body proportions are that of a corgi. I'm all torso, no legs, you know, but I have a good attitude, everything about my hair color. I'm just total corgi. But with poetry, I was like, this is a corgi sport. You know, this is what I was born for. And so I told myself, I was like, if I make it out of here alive, I'm going to move to New York City and I'm going to try poetry. And so I did. I moved to Brooklyn, Williamsburg, and I started going to the biggest poetry cafe in New York. It's called New Yorican Poets Cafe. So that's New York and Puerto Rican pushed together. And it's a 9:00 show every Monday, an open mic night. Probably fits about 200 people in there in the audience. And if you want the opportunity to pay $10 to perform, you have to get in line outside at 5 p.m. and wait in line for 4 hours.
No. That's how big of a deal poetry is in New York? You have to wait 4 hours and you pay $10.
Yeah. It's like that. Yeah. And you pay and then after, 25 of you perform. And then the person who wins, there's like competitive nights and non-competitive nights, but on a competitive night, the person who wins is given their $10
That's hilarious.
back.
So did you win, Claire? Did we win?
I came in second.
I think that's winning. I think you should get $5.
It wasn't bad. It was not bad considering how long the people who were in the room with me, that was back when I was doing it as a hobby and they were all like world-class professionals. So it was like a total honor to
That's
come
incredible.
in second to the girl.
That's incredible. So how did you find out about this cafe, by the way? Did you just Google?
I think I was, in like an intense fever state in India and I Googled like poetry, New York. And it was awesome. And, to your point with the berets and stuff, the modern spoken word scene now is way less of that and way more of a like side project.
I was going to say it's more urban. It's a very urban, like, and I think that that's really cool. Like it went from, if you do watch this Mike Myers film, it's very like, it's very, what was it? Like beatnik kind of, hippie, whatever. And now, I totally agree. Let me tell you about poetry since I'm the expert here. Let me just throw it down. What am I doing? But yes, I would agree with you with my non-knowledge or expertise, which I'm really good at.
But you got it.
That it's very urban. I validate that.
Yes,
and everyone's
exactly.
like, you have no authority on this. So Claire, here's the cool thing that I really want to hear about. Why would a person leave New York City?
Okay.
Because if anybody watches this show, which I hope they are, or listening, right? We've got listeners as well. I'm obsessed with New York City. I'll be there soon. I know that we pre-record, so I don't know when this is going to air, but I go there all the time. Why would you leave New York City? I know you're in Boston. I know that it's like, I don't know, maybe you felt like you could write more poetry about the American Revolution. I don't know. So what made this change? And then I really want to hear about this community you live in, which I know you knew I was going to go there because I find it fascinating.
Yes. So I moved out in January, like right before the pandemic. So I was a very lucky girl because it was right after I'd gone full-time. So I left New York so that I could become a full-time artist, which is crazy, right? But the reality is that New York's expensive. And I was struggling. My first job in New York, I was working retail in Times Square. I got fired from that. So I ended up working as a summer camp counselor at a like Jewish, Hebrew, Israeli summer camp. I was babysitting. I was dog walking. I was trying to sell my blood, but they made it illegal in New York because everyone's broke. So everyone's trying to sell their blood. That's true. You can sell your blood most other places, but in New York, they're on to us. I was so broke. I mean, to the point where like, I just was just like, it was causing me such like mental and emotional distress of like always not knowing if I had enough to like get food. I couldn't make friends because I couldn't afford the train fare to get to Manhattan. You know, I just could not keep up with the rent and the cost of living and everything. So I'm living in New York, but I can't go see Broadway shows. I can't go shopping. I can't go to these restaurants. I wasn't getting the New York experience. I was just working to the point of not having enough energy for my actual art. So in January, I was like, you know what? I'm going to leave New York because I'm going to start traveling full time for my poetry. And then the world looked,
you're wrong.
And
guess again.
You're wrong. Because the first thing to get taken away, right, is group gatherings,
right.
which is what my shows require, and like the arts. So I was just like, oh, I did not see it going that way in my mind. You know that meme? It's like, okay. So I thought it, you know, like everyone, I thought COVID was going to be like a little bit of like a fun
right.
little 2-week break from life.
How's that going? How's those 2 weeks
so
going?
I stayed in a family friend's cabin for like 2 weeks that turned into 3 months. And then it was like, okay, this is probably going to last a little while. I'm not booking any shows, and who knows when I'll be able to book shows again because we literally aren't allowed to gather. So last September, maybe, I moved in and became a live-in assistant to a young woman with autism. And I had to kind of have to put the art on the back burner for a little while just to have housing and make a living. But recently, as things reopened, I was able to go back into this. So I'm traveling, I'm doing shows again now, I'm putting out books. But as far as living goes, last February, our Sunday Visitor announced their next innovation challenge. And I said to my friend, I was like, wouldn't it be crazy if we could enter and like build an art residency for Catholic artists? And we're like, yeah, let's just throw in an application. So we threw in an application with nothing planned. That's literally it. We just like emailed OSV like art residency ? Winky face, winky face, winky face. And at that same time, we approached our parish priest here in the north end of Boston, which is Little Italy here. And we were like, do you have any extra space? And he told us about the space, and we spent all spring renovating it, and we started moving Artisans in June, which is crazy because in like February or March, we were like art residency ? And then by June, we have 7 artists living here. And now we're in our second cohort. Yes, they come and they live for 3 months. And we're in our finishing up our second cohort like next week. We'll take a winter sabbatical and bring in new artists in March. So there's 7 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, an oven with only 3 knobs. That's tricky. That's tricky. That's a huge upgrade. We used to only have 1 knob. And the trick is you have to pull the knob off and put it on the other.
How many artists does it take to cook ramen?
Oh my gosh. It is just
so wait, so you get to permanently stay? Are you a permanent? Good for you. Claire, that's smart. You're like, listen, everybody else, you get 3 months.
Thank you.
I'm staying. I come with the knobs.
Listen, I painted every single wall in this house. There's only one person who, that's not true. Myself and my 2 friends who I started it with, who also live here, we're the ones that are going to have to bear the weight of the mold poisoning from when we were stripping it from the walls. So we get to live here
I'm with
long
you.
term.
Again, I validate everything that you're saying.
Yeah.
So you have a book.
Thank you.
And I want you to tell me about it. Like, because it looks so rad. And I'm glad that you brought a big one so everyone who's watching can see.
Okay, so I already told Liv and my plan. I talked to my team, and authenticity is going to be the word of the day.
Just own it.
I got my copies of my book yesterday, and unfortunately, they are so large. It's bigger than my head, which is great because you can see our beautiful cover art here.
That is
of
cool.
The Holy Family on a street corner. Which that cover art really captures, I guess, the ethos of the entire book. So we're taking stories from the Nativity story and modernizing them. And I asked myself the question of who isn't being allowed to see themselves in the Nativity story, who isn't seeing themselves in the Marian role or St. Joseph or even the child Jesus. And the answer for me was a lot of people who I love who are not getting their stories told. So that is friends who are struggling with infertility, people who were raised by their grandma, so they don't see themselves in there, people who are lost and lonely during the holidays, post-abortive mothers, how does it feel for them to be seeing this imagery everywhere? So just those people who have a hard time during the holidays, which is actually most people.
Yeah, it's the majority, not the
it's
minority.
actually,
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. And especially after these COVID years and heading into probably another hard winter, what about stories of people where you don't have your health this Christmas? What if you don't have your family this Christmas? So it's not, I wanted to include an element of hope, which there definitely is. But just allowing people to see themselves in these characters.
That's awesome.
And these stories.
So this is coming out. It's already out now, right? I mean, people can, whenever this is airing, you can buy it. Like, it's already available to buy. And even though it's called Mangers and it's focused on quote unquote the nativity Christmas story, I would think it would be applicable anytime that somebody wanted to read.
Anyone. You could read it anytime. And also, this is a great Christmas gift to give to a friend who isn't part of the church anymore, even someone who isn't Christian. These stories, you're watching it through the lens of the nativity story, but in a really loose way. You could know nothing about the nativity story. You could not believe in God, not believe in Jesus.
You'll relate
still get
to
something out of these
I
stories.
think that's really beautiful. I think that's super cool. And so for those of you who are not actually watching and you're only listening, you'll have to check it out. Mangers by Clare McCallan.
Yeah.
And we will have links and things, because what do we do on this planet without a link? You know what I mean? I don't know what we do. Clare, where can people find you? I know you're going to come back, but just as they're listening to this piece, where can they find you on the internet regardless? Because she is going to come back, everybody. You don't want to leave because we're going to play a fun game, but I want to get all the business out of the way. What's the business?
Of course. So you can find me. I'm most active on Instagram as a millennial. I have not made the jump to TikTok. I know I have to, but I'm resisting it really hard. You can find me on Instagram, like an old millennial, at Clare _McCallan.
I love it. Yeah, that's why they invented Reels for those of us that are like, okay, fine.
Yeah. I know, that's exactly how I feel. And I send it to my friends who have TikTok and they're like, I already saw it. And I'm like, well, I don't have space on my phone for another app.
And they're going to come up with something else anyway.
Yeah.
So
yeah. And then the rest of my stuff is on ClareMcCallan.com. So it's pretty easy to find. You just put my name in Google and I show up.
So we're going to come back, and Clare and I, since she is Banksy of words, and anybody who doesn't know who Banksy is, you need to definitely Google that. We're going to play a game, and Taylor's going to hop on and help us. So don't go anywhere, you guys. You're watching and listening to It's Not That Late with Liv Harrison. Welcome back to It's Not That Late with Liv Harrison. I am here with Clare, the spoken word artist of Boston. And as far as I'm concerned, the only one in Boston. Clare is has not only done spoken word as in she stands up and reads poetry, you guys. She performs. You can book her for performances, but she also has a book that's out right now. And even though it's the end of December, I want you to get this book for a couple of reasons. Number one, it's called Mangers. Don't let that fool you, okay? It's not just a Christmas book. We already went through this, but I'm going to say it again. You can get it for the new year. You can get it for Epiphany. Okay. Did you see that coming? Little Christmas. You can get it for that. You can get it because blame it on the shipping, because we're in a pandemic and nobody's getting things like toilet paper. So Mangers was just backlogged. This is a belated Christmas present. You're welcome. So the whole thing is you need to get this book. Clare is worth it. And this book is not just a Christmas book. Okay. So that's what I wanted to say. I'm sorry, Clare. I didn't mean to get on my soapbox about your book, but I just wanted to emphasize that it's really fantastic. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to bring Taylor on. Everyone brace yourself.
Oh,
It's everyone's favorite time. It's Play a Game with Taylor Schroll, and we are going to play the age-old game of Mad Libs, but this is the twist, okay, everybody? You know what Mad Libs are. You give parts of speech, and then you're going to read the story and whatever. So here's what's going to happen. Taylor Swift, who is, I would say, one of the founders of our country, has... The whole reason why you're living in Boston, because you believe in the founding of our country. And that involves
the founding
Taylor.
principles of President Taylor Swift. Yeah.
Taylor Swift, okay? She released an album last week, and we are filming this the week after that. So we're filming in November. We pre-record this show. Wow. Okay, everybody. So anyway, so just deal with it, okay? I get it. It already happened, but Taylor Swift doesn't age. She's classic, okay? So even though this just happened, this changed our lives because Taylor does that to our country. Okay, everyone?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, I didn't even think about it. We're talking about T Swift, not T Schroll.
This is the nicest you've ever.
It is the nicest I've ever spoken about you. You are a founding father of so many things. So here is the thing. Taylor Schroll, yeah, this does get confusing, is going to lead us in this Mad Lib. And the Mad Lib that we're using is one of the new songs. I think we have a new song from Taylor Swift, and we might have an old one in there for Claire. She's going to blow our minds with her poetry, which just means she's giving nouns and verbs. Make it count, Claire. This is how many books we're going to sell today is going to come out of this.
You can't let me know which songs we're using
We're
because
not.
I know all of the words.
We're not.
I'm going to try really hard not to guess
No,
it.
Taylor's just going to say things like noun, verb.
Okay. That might be enough for me, for a Swiftie like me. That might be enough.
You're like, I know this one.
You can't ask me any follow-up questions on like
Okay,
noun or
deal.
adverb because like I don't know what an
Okay.
adverb is.
No, me neither. No, for sure.
This is already going to be fantastic. Okay, Taylor Schroll, take it away with T Swift and Claire.
Well, we're gonna do both at the same time.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Ooh.
So our guest is first. So every time I ask for something, I'll say like noun.
It means Claire.
Claire's gonna answer, and then you'll answer.
And then
we're
me.
gonna work through this. So.
Okay.
To test it out, we need our first one. So Claire and then Liv. I need a noun from both of you.
Noun.
Person, place, or thing, right?
Yes.
I'm going to go with brick. I'm looking at bricks. Brick.
All right, and Liv.
Africa.
Africa. Good. Very good.
Why?
From both of you, I need another noun. Another noun.
Sneaker.
Sneaker.
You're just finding out what's in my room. What I haven't put away.
Rick, are you just picking up things around the room and saying that you left them?
I'm going to say Taylor Schroll.
Taylor
Ooh.
Schroll.
He's also
I
in
got
my
a better
room.
one. I
With
need
this room. Wait, that's.
You keep saying stuff like this, and it's going to get both of us in trouble.
I'm canceled.
Okay, on a similar thing, you were right. It was person, place, or noun, but now I need specifically a person from the both of you.
Oh, okay.
These are all political figures, and I don't want to take it down that route.
There are political figures in your room?
Oh, you're not talking about getting canceled. We're gonna go with Post Malone.
Post
Ooh.
Malone.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm going to go with Pete Davidson because I finally remembered his name. I forgot it earlier today.
We just listed off both of my crushes. We'll circle back to that later. Don't tell my parents.
You're not wrong.
Well,
Maybe
You're
I'll
not
hold it.
wrong. Something about that face tat on Post that I'm kind of like, okay.
100%.
I know.
all right, from both of you, from Claire, I need a time, and from Liv, I need a day of the week.
Okay. I will go with 11/11.
Okay.
Ooh. I'm going to go with Friday.
Ooh.
I hate that, but
I hate it. I hate it so much.
Okay.
That's why I did it.
I need another noun from the both of you.
Okay.
Okay. Face mask. These are truly the things in my room.
That's
Face
great.
mask.
I love it.
Post Malone.
High five, Claire. I'm going to go with Snow Globe,
It's not that
which
late.
is, it's not that late.
It's not that late.
We use that joke a lot.
That's a
always
good
funnier
joke.
when I
That's,
do
it's
it.
the first time I've heard it. It's a good joke.
It's a good joke.
All right, I need a verb from the both of you.
Okay. What would I like to be doing with Post Malone?
Oh!
Okay, I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding. I apologize. You can cut
Reading
that.
poetry.
Reading poetry is great. We're gonna say reading.
Reading with Post.
Okay.
Skipping.
Skipping.
Because I hope it's Taylor doing it in this.
Smart.
Okay. Claire, I need a pronoun. I need a pronoun from the both of you. Careful.
So just in case anyone in the audience needs to be reminded, a pronoun.
That's like she, he, it, right?
She,
Everybody knows
oh,
what
because your
pronouns are now
pronouns.
because they're in the news.
They.
She, yes. She. I'm gonna take the stage back from post. It's gonna be about me now. She.
Okay.
I'm gonna say they.
That could also be. Anyway, Liv, your turn.
I'm gonna say they
They.
to make it very 2021.
Okay. Claire, I need a place.
I want to go to post with Dollywood.
Yes.
Yeah.
Liv, I also need a place.
He would probably get married there. I will go with Yosemite.
Might know how to spell that. All right. Let's see. I need
Put California. I don't know.
I need a person from both of you.
Another person.
Post Malone's grandma. Family affair, meeting the family.
Got it. That makes sense. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Olivia.
Paula Dean. Someone who's gotten canceled.
Great.
I thought you said Paul Ladine, and I'm like, who is that?
Actually, you should write Paul Ladine.
Paul Ladine.
Paul Ladine. You guys know Paul.
Okay,
That's funny.
We're getting close to the end.
Everybody already forgot Paul Ladine. Okay, go ahead.
I'm gonna do 3 at a time for all of you because we're mixing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Claire, I need a verb ending in ing, another noun, and a speed.
Canceling. A noun. Flower. Stupendously.
That's a speed?
That's not a speed. Stupendously quickly. Guys, you should really buy my book. Fastly.
Okay. All right, Olivia, quick one. For
Everyone, Christmas is over. So is Mangers. No, I'm kidding. Buy 2. Obviously, Claire needs our help. Okay, you're helping. So this is a sponsor program.
I'm begging you to send me back to school.
Sponsor an art student. Okay, I'm ready.
We're starting a GoFundMe for the new year. Okay.
Exactly.
Liv, I need a number, another pronoun, and a distance.
Okay, my number is 13. My pronoun is us. Is that a pronoun?
I don't know. It's fine. Whatever.
Oh, my parents put their money back for college. And a distance is in a galaxy far, far away.
Ooh.
Or 1,000 feet.
Yeah, we're going to do 1,000.
Whichever one.
I was like, that doesn't make sense. All right. We've got a few more. Claire, I need a time, an emotional verb, like cry or laugh. A time, an emotional verb, and another noun.
Okay. Can the time be like, can I just say like right now?
Yes.
Okay, right now, an emotional verb, sobbing. And another noun is going to be hot water bottle. Again, I'm looking at it. I love my hot water bottle.
It holds hot water, or the bottle is hot? Like it's pleasant to look at.
It actually does have a little bit of a shape to it, but it's warm. It's warm from before our heating turned on here in Boston.
Oh, jeez.
All right, we've got.
But now it's giving me the eye.
A couple more. Liv, I need a person, an adverb, and weather.
Adverb? Is that like was running?
Just pick something that you think an adverb is, and we'll see if it fits.
Okay, great. So many things. Okay, wait. Person, Justin Timberlake. I'm gonna say was. I don't know what adverb is. What's the last one?
Weather.
Weather. Sunny. SUNNY.
By the way, the worst segment I've ever done on my show was doing Mad Libs. So we'll see what happens.
Oh my God, this is terrible.
I know, Claire.
It's hard.
No one's gonna hire us for
I
anything.
know, it's funny. I was the worst segment I've ever done, but people liked it because it was such a train wreck. They love watching me through it. Claire, last three.
Yeah.
We're hoping this pays off.
Okay.
An exclamation, a proper noun, and a verb.
Okay. Exclamation's going to be oy vey.
Oy vey. See,
I told you I worked at the Jewish summer camp for a little while.
that's funny.
So we will go with Clare McCallan.
Oh, yeah.
Be in it.
Yeah.
Clare McCallan.
So you end up with Post Malone. Yeah, this makes sense.
Yes, so I end up. This is all. I'm sorry, I wasn't supposed to have so many ulterior motivations for this.
I appreciate them.
And a what?
And a verb. That's the last word.
And a verb. Marrying.
Okay.
Nothing to see here.
We're going to sending this to Post. Yeah, I'm ready.
Liv, your last three. A facial expression.
Oh, okay.
Don't do it. Tell me a facial
I
expression.
did it. Surprised.
Surprise.
That's always my facial expression.
Okay. A period of time.
Short. Is that a period of time?
We'll find
Or
it.
does that mean like
We'll find
Roman?
It doesn't matter at this
Like
point.
Roman time?
Verb ending in ed.
Greco-Roman.
ED?
Careful.
Yeah. Oh, now I can only think of things that are way too late. ED.
Verb.
Yeah, I know. I was gonna say rund. That's not a word.
We're using it. Okay.
Rund.
Yep.
Run.
All right.
Run is good.
Because everything else I was thinking we can't. Okay, so Taylor is going to perform these. He's going to actually sing them. Mine is a Maroon 5 song. Yours is a Taylor Swift song. And when he performs as either Adam or Taylor Swift, what are you going to do, Taylor? We're ready.
Oh, yeah, I'm just going to perform these. Y'all wrote these songs. Y'all are the songwriters, just like
Right.
Claire's the writer.
Claire's the writer.
But I'm going to be the performer this time. Are you
Okay.
ready for this?
Yeah, but if you're doing T-Switch, remember what you have to do?
I'm not stupid. Yep, I remember. I know how to do this stuff.
Okay, we're ready. Claire's ready.
All right, this is Liv's version of She Will Be Loved by Maroon 5. So who am I in this category? I'm the pretty man. Okay. Oh, are you coming over? Where are you going? Oh. All right, you ready for this, Liv?
Yep, I'm ready.
Okay. Beauty Africa of only 13, us, had some trouble with herself. He was always Yosemite to help her, but she belonged to Pete Davidson. I drove 4,000 feet, miles, and wound up at Justin Timberlake's door.
Yes.
I've had you so was times, but somehow I skip more. I don't mind spending every Friday out on your Taylor stroll in the pouring sun. Look at the snow globe with the broken surprise and ask they if she wants to stay short, and she will be run. And Paula Dean will be loved.
Paula Dean's making a comeback in 2022. That's what I heard. Welcome back, Paula. Welcome back. Everybody deserves a second chance. Oh my God, that was awesome. Okay. Wow. Well, Adam Levine, if you're ever looking for a stand-in, this is not where you could find it. But Taylor Swift, if you're watching, which we know you are, and if you're not, guys, if you're just listening on the radio, you need to change that. You need to go to YouTube and you need to watch this because Taylor Stroll is now Taylor Swift. Take it away, Taylor.
What's up, y'all?
He has a blonde wig.
All right, I actually sang this song, the real song, to my girlfriend, and
So this is an old T Swift.
I would just like to say
Yeah.
that Taylor was born in 1989, and so was Taylor. So we're
Really?
the same. We're the same person.
You are the same.
And I'll prove it right now with my vocal rendition that Claire rewrote for the Red Album called Our Song by Clare McCallan. Our brick is the canceling screen door, sneaking out at 11:11, tapping on your flower when we're on the sneaker, and Post Malone talks real fastly, cause it's right now and you're Post Malone's grandma. Don't know our face mask is the way, sobbing. The first, I lost the tune. The first hot water bottle. Man, I didn't read her, and I should have. And when she got Dollywood, for I said, oh, they asking Clare McCallan if he could marry it again.
Jeez. My face hurts.
I need like a little.
That was terrible. Claire, thanks for coming.
Any record labels that want to reach out, I'm available.
All of us lost our jobs at the end of 2021 because of this show. So I'm sorry, everybody, that you chose to tune in for that. But you know what's great, Claire? 2022 is on the cusp. It's about to happen. I really mean this. I hope you have a fantastic 2022. And I hope I get to actually meet you in real life then.
Likewise. I have all the
I do. Friend, thank you so much for being here today. It has been awesome. We'll see you soon. Guys, don't go anywhere, all right? You're listening to It's Not That Late with Liv Harrison. You guys, thank you so much for tuning into It's Not That Late with Liv Harrison. I hope that you go into this new year refreshed and hopeful and excited about all the things that 2022 is going to hold for all of us. It's been a tough couple of years, you guys. 2021 was rough. 2020 was, we're not even going to talk about it, but 2021 was rough for a lot of us. So I want you to know, I see you, I hear you, that's fine. But what we're going to do is we're going to transition. We're going to shake it off because we were doing Taylor Swift. We're going to shake it off and we're going to run towards this new year like a Maroon 5 album. Okay, everybody? Which I'm praying happens this year. So I want you to know you're in my prayers, you're in my thoughts. I really appreciate you starting this last year with me in the middle of the year, starting this crazy project of a late night show in my garage. You guys have been here. I'm excited for all the new content, all the new things that me and everyone at this incredible team are doing. Taylor, who is wearing a wig, that alone should get you through the new year.
Shake it off.
And with that was the last episode ever of It's Not That Late with Liv Harrison. This was a series finale instead of a season finale. You guys, come back in the new year. I promise we'll have great stuff. Until then, do not forget to be extraordinary. With all my love. Mwah. Have a good one. Be safe, you guys. Bye.